My name is Paul Wolver. The name of my company is Pinellas Power Products. I have a couple of accessories that I've developed for the Yamaha EF3000 series generator. The first accessory is the extended runtime fuel system. The extended runtime fuel system is compatible with the EF3000iS, the EF3000iSE, and the EF3000iSEB. My fuel kit comes with everything that is hooked to the generator and a genuine Yamaha fuel hose from the Marine Division with the prime bulb and a Yamaha quick disconnects on each end. Incidentally, it is a 10-foot hose. The kit also comes with an additional Yamaha style fuel fitting that would go on the remote fuel tank. I do not include the tank itself in my kits because no two people seem to want the exact same size of a tank. If you want the tanks, I do sell those separately. If you look on my website, you'll see where the fuel tanks are available as a 6 or a 12 gallon. Or if you wanted to purchase the fuel tank itself, even Walmart carries the fuel tanks. Operation is very simple. Number one, you don't get this nasty fuel hose, you get the genuine Yamaha fuel hose. But look at the prime bulb and notice the arrow, and the arrow should point in the direction of fuel flow, which means from the remote tank to the generator. So the first step is going to be to connect one end of the hose to the fuel tank, connect the other end of the hose to the quick disconnect fitting on the generator. Open the vent on the remote tank, and then if it's the first time you're using it, or the first time after it's been sitting for a long period of time, move the fuel selector valve to the on position. And then you're going to pump the prime bulb until it becomes firm. And the purpose of this is simply that this hose is probably full of air. It's definitely full of air the first time you use it, but after it's been sitting for a while, there's probably an air bubble in it. So go ahead and pump the prime bulb 3 or 4 times, or whatever it takes, until it becomes firm. Once the prime bulb becomes firm, you can then move the fuel selector valve to the off position. Like I said earlier though, with it in the on position, what you're doing is pumping fuel out of the remote tank, through the hose, in through the inlet fitting, through the fuel filter, through the fuel pump, and all the way on into the carburetor. And because the fuel selector valve is in the on position, it also opens up the fuel selector valve and allows the air bubble to be pushed into the stock tank, where it is vented through the stock fuel tank vent. However, for normal running, if you're running it off of the remote tank, you'll put the selector valve in the off position. If you want to run it off the stock tank, you put it in the on position. It's pretty straightforward and simple. If you have any questions, there is the fuel decal stuck to the outside of the generator. But for now, and then starting procedure, on this particular generator, it has my wireless remote control on it, so the choke function is automatic, or if you want, you can choke it manually. So if you don't have my wireless remote control, you pull out on the choke knob, go ahead and start the generator. I'm not going to leave it running for a long period of time because of the fact that we are indoors in a closed environment. On this generator, because it does have my wireless remote control, you can also start it without the choke because it has a temperature sensor mounted on the engine and a linear actuator mounted to the choke, so it'll choke automatically. And again, I didn't want to leave it running very long because we are in an enclosed building. Okay, let's go ahead and take a break.